Hey Talents. Hi. So today Talents I'm going to show you the very basic things about how to create physics in Unity. Physics in Unity game, like in this game I've been working on. The graphics are not great, I know, but just the way that the peers fall from the tree. Okay, and when they touch the player, they are being collected. And of course the way that the rock the player is throwing is hitting the peers. So okay, so let's show some work with physics. So I'm going to create a new scene for that. Okay, and just create scene, should be somewhere here. Yeah, scene. And just, I'll call it just 5 physics. 5 physics. Okay. So I'll double click to open it, and I want to show you the very basic of physics. And physics actually, to remember how to work with physics in Unity, and I'm currently focusing on 2D, but the use in 3D is pretty much the same, just another axis and maybe a bit different work with the vectors and everything, but basically it's the same. So we have here a 2D thing, and we want to create some physics. So let's start with this simple ball. And the thing about physics in Unity is you need to remember 3 things, and that's all you need to remember to be able to work with physics in Unity, Physics2D in Unity 2D. So the 3 things are the physical body. Okay, so each element, each object will have a physical body. It will have a physical shape, a physics shape. So physics body, physics shape, and it will also has the possibility to have logic. So the same way people are in the real world, they have the body, they have the shape, and sometimes they have logic, and if they have logic, it doesn't mean they are going to use it. So these 3 things, and let's see them. So let's start with a really simple circle. Okay, so I go for 2D objects, and go for sprite, and I go for a circle. Okay, so here's the circle, and of course if I run it now, nothing would happen. Okay, now I can, in order to create it as physics, we need to create, as I said, a physical body. And physical body is basically, we call it rigid body 2D in 2D. And rigid body 2D, the most important thing that the body type has 3 possibilities. It has dynamic, kinematic, and static. So the dynamic is the one that is affected by physics powers, and kinematic and static are not, they're not exactly the same, but they are not like moved by other physics objects that hit them. Okay, so the physical body, the rigid body, has the body type, and we can see here it has also a gravity scale, and the gravity scale is 1. And because we have a top and bottom, the bottom, so the gravity will make it go down. So even though we're not going to change anything manually on the position or anything like that, like we've seen in earlier movie or earlier videos, if I play it now, we can just see it fall down, right? Okay, that's very nice. Let's create some box maybe, or something that will represent the float that will stop this circle, this ball. So I'll right click here, I'll select 2D sprite, and I'll go for square. And I'll just put it like this to create a floor. Now changing objects sprites can be done with this. We can move, we can rotate, we can scale, we can do all of this with this transform. We can rotate or scale or anything. Okay, and these are also has keyboard shortcut like Q is for this, for panning the scene, W to move, E is for rotation, R is for this kind of combination. We also have T. All of these are about the same. Okay, these work very similarly. So okay, we have now the flow, right? And as we said, it needs a physical body, so let's check it and add rigid body. And if I just play it now, because both of them has a physics body which is of type dynamic, both of them fall down. So in order for the floor to stay in place, I will change it to kinematics. And you see the properties here changed a bit because it doesn't need now gravity or anything like that. And if I press spray now, okay, we'll see the ball falling. The floor didn't fall, but the ball fell right through the floor, right? So, okay, so as we said, we first have the body, okay, the type of body, and then we need the physics shape. Now, why do we need the shape? Because we actually, though we have the sprite here, we didn't tell it yet what the shape of the body will be. So it has the body, it has a physics body, but it doesn't know where to collide because both the ball and the floor have no shape. So let's add it. So we'll start with the ball, and I'll just go and add a component, and the physics shape called collider, because it represents the way we collide with the object. So box collider 2D. Oh, sorry, for the circle, we go for circle collider 2D. And it's a bit hard to see, but if we look closer, we see there's kind of, okay, there's kind of this circle, green circle, which represents the collider. Okay, and if I press it, I can edit it. I can make it bigger than it is. Okay, I can change the center. I can do it from here as well. But we'll leave it like this for now. And we'll do the same for the floor. So the floor will need another type of collider, which is box collider 2D. Okay, and again, because it's pretty easy to do it with this type of shapes, it just knew that, okay, we have here the square, and I'll just put it around it. And it depends on the sprite, the image, and because the image is taking the whole area of both the square and the circle, it really knows how to put the collider quite perfectly. And again, like we've seen before, here we can change the collider. Okay, but let's leave it for now. So we have the floor, we have the ball, and now when we press play, okay, so the ball falls and it stays on this box. Now I'll show you very quickly. There is another thing that calls physics material. So here I have a folder for it. Sorry, I have a folder. Okay, I have directory, and I have here new physics material 2D. If I press it, you see it has almost no friction and some bounciness. And if I want to put it on the circle, on the ball, I can just put it. I can put it either on the rigid body or on the circle collider. I'll put it on the rigid body, and this will actually affect the interaction with other physics object. And for now, if I'll just press play, you can see that the ball is jumping a bit. Okay, so this is very nice. So we've seen the two basic things. So we had the physics body, and we had the physics shape. And now let's see what about the physics logic. So as we can see, everything here is actually working without us doing any logic. Okay, so we have the shape, we have the physics body, but when we create a game, especially, we of course want to be able to handle the physics in smarter way. For example, we might want, if the ball hits some kind of bricks, so to destroy the bricks and to add to the score of the player. So let's do something a bit like that. So let's take the circle, and for now just call it ball. And I don't think I created the script called ball yet, but let's try it. So I pressed add component. If I type ball, it's just show me no new script because it hasn't found anything else that matches this text. And when I press new script, it's enabling me to create a script that calls ball. I say create and add, and there we see the script. Now in order to edit it, I'll double click it, and it's open in the rider. Okay, and as we can see here, we have the start and the update, and they are both grayed out because they are not really used yet. Okay, so what we actually want to do in order to do the logic, we want to create a method that can anticipate physics event, and so basically there's a function called enter collider enter 2D or something, enter 2D. Okay, on collision enter 2D. Okay, so we have few functions like this on trigger enter, a unity on collision enter 2D message listener. Well, of all these type of things. So let's do on collision enter 2D, and so this is void on collision enter 2D, and now it will create the basic signature. So we have, see it has collision 2D call, which represent the collision, and we can do something with it. Okay, so let me show you. So we're working on the ball, and let's say that if the ball hits another 2D physics object, we want to destroy it. How can we do that? So every collision 2D actually has the game object parameter, and the game object parameter is the game object that is connected to this collision 2D. So what we can do, we can use the destroy function, okay, to destroy this object. And let's see how it affects. And let's also do another thing. Let's just do debug.log. Okay, let's just say ball hit, and let's put the name. So how can we do that? We'll use the $sign in the beginning, and if we do these things, so we know we have the call and we have the game object, and the game object also have a property of name, which is the name of the game object. So this will basically mean just show to the console ball hit and the name of the other object, and because we use here the $sign, we can use this curly brackets and put this value inside, and it will be evaluated, interpreted into a string, so we can see it. Very nice. So let's just go back to Unity and see it in action. And I'll put the console here, and I'll press play. So the ball hits, this is disappeared, we see here ball hits square, really nice. And let's do it like this. So I'll do 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I wouldn't even move them. Let's just see what happens. So I press play. Okay, it's actually hit all of them at once. So let's move them a bit. Okay, very nice. So now let's go 1, 2, and each one it displays its name. Very nice. Okay, and of course we can do things like count points and do other stuff. And okay, I was just thinking maybe doing something else with physics, but you know what? For now, for the first tutorial on Physics2D, I think it's quite enough. Okay, so thank you very much, Talent, for joining me. I hope it was helpful. Let me just remind you again that what we really need to create 2D physics in Unity, we need to understand that when we want the physics to work, we actually need a physics body, physical body, physics body, physics shape. Okay, the physics body determines the behavior, the physics shape determines the shape of the object, the collider. And there's a possibility to use the logic like on collision enter 2D, which is what to do when an event that is related to physics, when an event that relates to physics happens in the game. Okay, so like collision. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you on the next time. Thank you.